Almaty-based Maxim Baryshev launched his first startup back in the days when it was not so popular. In 2007, he spent all his savings, $5,000, to create a consulting service for accountants uchot.kz. To promote the platform, the businessman had to sell even his own car. According to Maxim, he was left without a car, but with a dream for the future. And, as it turned out, it was not in vain. In 1 year, the project paid off 5 times, and today its annual turnover is 1 billion tenge.
В месяц у нас около 3 миллионов посетителей. Мы входим.
We have about 3 million visitors per month. We are in the top 500 sites of RuNet. This is the number of visits among the entire Russian-speaking segment of the internet. Based on our profit, we enter the rating of the largest IT companies according to Forbes.
По деньгам мы входим в рейтинг крупнейших IT-компаний по версии Forbes.
Today, the platform includes 96 different modules. Among them, seminars, lectures, courses, webinars, and much more. These services are used by more than 13,000 customers throughout Kazakhstan. Every day we change legislation. It is very difficult to keep up with it. And with this site, it is very convenient. Everything is always at hand. At any time, you open a site where you can find the answer to any question. In order to optimize business processes and reduce costs for the maintenance of an office building, the company management decided to build the first Kazakhstan eco-office. This way, a 6-story house with an area of 1,200 meters appeared in the center of Almaty. This building is only half powered by the city heat and electrical network. The rest is replenished by alternative energy sources. Here, in the environment of the accounting ecosystem, there are new profile systems. Now, we are at the stage of testing the service of checking counterparties. It is already fully operational. It is fully functional. We have provided our customers with primary access. They can already use it, and before making any operations with counterparties, they can check it. Is this the real counterparty? Whether he legally conducts his businesses or pays any fines. This can be checked, thereby to protect your company from undesirable financial transactions. The platform is monetized according to the principle of gym membership. Thus, the cost of subscription to the portal depends on the number of modules used by customers during the year. According for such accountants, I want to create a service that will work like a Swiss knife. Many of us know what a Swiss knife is. This is such a beautiful tool, which includes all that is needed for camping. For an accountant, I want to do about the same thing. That is, going into his personal account on our platform, he will maintain accounting and personnel records management, and everything else that an employers require from him. For this company to grow, new markets are needed. Therefore, in the near future, they plan to scale up business in Uzbekistan, where 400,000 enterprises are registered, potential users of an accounting service for accountants. And since this Central Asian country today opens its borders, Maxim Baryshev has every chance to make his project international. Ex-Apple employees have raised $45 million in their startup for unmanned cars. Lidars from Ava will show the road to the car, determine the objects on the way, and also measure the distance and speed of these objects relative to each other. Co-founder of the project, Mina Rizk, notes that ordinary lidars can only give an idea of the speed of objects by sending individual pulses of laser radiation. In turn, Ava sends a continuous wave of pulses that allow the system to efficiently process signals. Swiss augmented reality startup Ray raised $80 million from Porsche. The Swiss were able to come up with and implement a universal projection system for any cars. It turns Scat Navigator prompts into a picture from a racing simulator. Moreover, in real conditions, the platform displays an information about free parking places, as well as traffic jams, accidents, and other traffic situations that a driver may encounter. The share of transport logistics in Kazakhstan GDP is about 8%, or $1 million. Asghar Aytulov plans to take at least a tenth of this market, the founder of the logistics platform that will help automate the transport industry of the Republic. Through the prism of the transport industry and in the overall supply chain, we can see that there are many non-efficiencies. In terms of technological equipment, in short, many companies work in Excel. Someone even writes down things on paper with a pen and a pencil. And we see this as a barrier to integrating international programs and working in a foreign market. The Epiolog system consists of 3 main modules. The first one is designed for intracity logistics, where with the help of a number of mathematical models and formulas, the optimal way of organizing transportation is calculated and sent to the dispatcher. There are 3 subsystems: planning, monitoring, and reporting. The system provides a complete calculation of the route sheet for the driver, taking into account all the parameters. What kind of car? What brand is it? What kind of carrying capacity it has? Then, what product will be transported? What kind of dimensions it has? The software helps the dispatcher even suggest which product to put in the car first and which one last.
Помогает диспетчеру даже подсказать, какой продукт первым положить в машину, какой последним.
The second part of the platform is responsible for the main logistics. It is considered chaotic, so the information here is difficult to gather and bring in some visual form. The first step that has been taken in this direction is the creation of an international exchange of applications. And finally, the third module of the program is designed for warehouse logistics. We can determine some critical moments that arise during deliveries, such as, for example, a departure delay. Moreover, we can detect the discharge of fuel from the car. I think this will be interesting to many companies. Well, undoubtedly, we feel a good economic effect. We note savings on fuel and lubricant, on average up to 15%. Today, system developers are working on a new universal product that can be tried by all companies working in the transport industry of the Republic. We want to develop a system of essentially free open source. This is an open source philosophy. We can provide it to the space of the Customs Union. They can use it, and we will support it for free. There is no dependence on us. We will give the source code so that any developer can support and improve it. According to Asghar Aytulov, now is the right time to introduce such logistic systems because the main transnational road of Eurasia passed through Kazakhstan, in particular, the auto corridor Western Europe-Western China, on which thousands of trucks travel on a daily basis. Asyam Nurgaliyeva is included in the rating of the most successful women of Kazakhstan IT sphere. Today, Asyam holds the position of executive director of the only technology company in the Republic, which helps financial market participants to minimize risk in their work.
В один день Федору поручили заняться менеджментом теста. Он должен был вместе с коллегой переставить тесто с одной полки холодильника на другую.
One day, Fyodor was assigned to manage a dough. Together with his colleague, he had to put the dough from one shelf of the refrigerator to another. And when they were in the fridge, the partner stopped Fyodor saying, "Let's not do anything. Let's just stand here for a minute and get out." And at that moment, Fyodor realized that here it is, the most terrible enemy of the Russian entrepreneur. In order to succeed, you need to get rid of it. Maxim Kotin, Nerds Can Do Business, 2.
Героем этой книги это популярный блогер, который в своих блогах рассказывал о том.
I read this book 3 years ago and came across it by an accident. In fact, Fyodor Ochinnikov, who is the hero of this book, is a popular blogger who told how things are progressing with his startups.
Такой доходный, перейти на бизнес более доходный и интересный. Тогда это было очень модно открывать фастфуды, да, и Федор решает все-таки решить.
One of the most interesting moments in the book is his decision, when he decided to move from the book business, when it was not so profitable, to a more interesting and marginal one. At that time, it was possible to open fast food restaurants, and Fyodor decided to open a pizzeria. and the very first thing he does is go to work in public catering. This he does in order to get into the kitchen and see how it works from the inside. Foidor was the manager of the dough. He stood at the counter and at the registrar himself, served clients, watched how pizza was made, studied technologies, and this is probably one of the most key moments of the success because he went into business from the inside. I recommend this book both to current businessmen and those who work in the corporate sector and dream of opening their own company, and also young, energetic startuppers who want to change something in their life, who try to earn their first million. And especially at the very beginning, I recommend to read the review of Evgeny Chichvarkin, because after that, no reader will remain indifferent and will want to read this book from cover to cover and plunge into the real world of entrepreneurship. Dilnaz Kamalova and Malika Buribayeva are students of the Nazarbayev Intellectual School of Almaty. They spend their free time in the robotics laboratory, where they develop socially significant projects. One of them is called Sequence. This is a universal assistant that will remind patients about taking the necessary medication. I believe that the demand for our project in Kazakhstan and in other countries is quite high because it's intended not only for Alzheimer's patients, but in general for older people who require supervision. This is even more relevant because relatives or children of older people, they cannot always find the time and opportunity to look after their parents. The project consists of two parts, hardware and software. Hardware includes a special device, which consists of a microcontroller, LEDs, Wi-Fi module, and two buttons with piezo elements. The latter, if necessary, emits sound from the sensors. Also, here are compartments for tablets. The software part consists of a special mobile application in which you can set reminders for the patient to take pills on time, as well as to track his actions in real time. Here, one of the LEDs light up in a certain compartment where a desired pill is located. The patient, after taking a pill, must press the feedback button. Thus, a relative will receive a notification that the patient has taken a pill. If an emergency situation occurs, the patient can press a second button. After that, a push notification will be sent to the relatives of this person with the news that the person is in danger. In the future, we plan to add face recognition to the application, as well as special games to improve memory or ability to think. At the moment, girls consider only the social side of the project. But if it is successfully implemented, a monetization will be launched. The main task is, of course, to finalize it and further develop it. That is, our project can develop in different directions, and there are many vectors in which we can go. The development and the technical part, we can still add a lot of details. For example, additional sensors that can maximize the accuracy of our device and its comfort. Despite the fact that the startup is at the initial stage of development, it was already appreciated by the judges of the Almaty Hackathon in the field of the Internet of Things. They included students of the Nazarbayev Intellectual School among the winners of the competition. Such an achievement inspires confidence in girls and even more inspires them to new achievements. Now, you can find out about the sites of Astana by QR code. Recently, plates with two-dimensional barcodes have been installed on 45 capitals, monuments, and historical and cultural sites of the city. To find out what kind of object is in the front of your eyes, just point the phone at special pictures. The main thing is to have a QR code scanner or a mobile application on your smartphone or tablet. Among the noted buildings and structures are monuments to heroes, great writers, and historical figures, merchant houses, theaters, monuments, and much more. The first Seed Stars startup incubator in the CIS will open in Astana. The creation of a city innovation platform will open up wide opportunities for the development of business projects and the exchange of experience at the international level, as well as allow the new formation of a new generation of entrepreneurs in one ecosystem. To this end, a global network of mentors, consultants, technical specialists, business angels, and wide access to investment will be presented to residents of the site.